How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I have for you guys the 99 overall Signature Series Bob Feller debut. How you obtain this card is by purchasing him off of the market, or you can go ahead and pull the Signature Series pack in the pack store for 40k stubs, and if you get the rare tier you will be able to select this card. He's a very good pitcher in this game, has elite velocity, great hits and Ks per 9, and the one thing about him is his control. For this gameplay, we will be going up against Carter Gaming TV, and he's a very good friend of mine. His link will be posted in the comment section down below. He has helped me out tremendously early on with Streamlabs when I was first setting up a lot of things, and he's also a very good player in this game. He has a record that's similar to mine. He's at about 130 wins and 50 losses. This guy can hit the baseball. As you can see here, he's starting off the game on Bob Feller's debut, smacking a sinker the other way for a double with Roberto Alomar to start it off. I'm looking to try and get some confidence up on some of these pitches. I'm trying to challenge him. The first time that I played Carter, it was in MLB The Show 18 in an event, and he absolutely destroyed me. I wasn't even able to score any runs off of him. He beat me like 7-0, I'm pretty sure. So this one will be a tough game. We're playing on Hall of Fame difficulty. I wanted to get a really good glimpse of what Bob Feller is like, and I'm really trying to use the fastball, the hard slider, and I'm also trying to set up the changeup that is also thrown at 80 miles an hour. So his speed differential on this card is really good. He throws a fastball at about 101 to 102. And then the opponent hit the curveball right there. Carter knocks it into right field, but his 12-6 curveball has a lot of break on it as well. I'm going with a slider up and away. I missed over the middle of the plate, but it was above the zone, able to get the fly out to right field. So I keep him from tagging up there. Tony Gwynn actually threw a laser beam home. That was a really strong throw. And later on in this inning, he tries to steal second base, trying to be aggressive early on in this game. I'm not really sure why I wasn't able to get the catcher's throwing meter on that last play, but to start this game off, Bob Gibson drills Tony Gwynn. I'm looking to steal the extra base right there, trying to take second. Pudge kind of got a bad animation on that one, and I was able to get in safely. It's a good thing because he did throw a fastball up in the zone, and oftentimes when I get thrown out stealing, it's on fastballs inside or up in the zone. But I'm trying to see as many pitches as possible from this Bob Gibson. He's definitely a really good pitcher, but similar to Bob Feller in a lot of ways, really. I mean, they both have very similar pitch repertoires. They both throw extremely hard. And I guess Bob Gibson has a little bit more velocity on some of his off-speed pitches in that changeup and the slider. But Bob Feller definitely lacking in control, and I guess that's the one downside about Bob Gibson as well, is he doesn't have the best control. There as I knock a base hit the other way with Rogers Hornsby, a just late squared up hit, 105 off the bat. Now we have George Brett up, and I was looking for a pitch on the outer half of the plate. He does throw it up in the zone, and I was able to get the PCI just up there in order to hit the ball into the gap with George Brett. George Brett has always been clutch for me ever since I picked him up. There he's hitting an extra base hit that scores 2 early in this game. And Roberto Alomar is going to get the job done, hits the ball to the right side. Alomar makes the play, but he does get an RBI as well. Now I'm looking to try and get the confidence up on as many pitches as possible from Bob Feller. I went and tried and changed the eye level with the fastball right there, trying to throw the sinker effectively low in the zone, trying to mix in that 12-6 curveball. There I missed my spot against Cal Ripken. I threw the sinker over the middle of the plate, but even missing the spot, Bob Gibson still has a good amount of movement on some of his pitches, and he does have those elite hits and Ks per 9. So that's certainly going to help on Hall of Fame difficulty. At times I'm going to try and throw the backdoor slider to lefties, because I know that if I throw only inside to Carter, that he's going to be able to turn on a lot of pitches and hit for a lot of power as well. I mean, at least the first time I was playing him, he was able to smack a lot of home runs out, hit the ball into the gaps. And here I got kind of a late base hit the other way with Pudge. It was a slider over the middle part of the plate, I think, and I was really curious to see what kind of feedback he had on that pitch, just because I didn't really think I deserved a hit on that one. This one with Tony Gwynn, it was a good squared up hit, but I felt like I was a little bit more late on that one, sent it into the gap for a double, but definitely a solid line drive from Tony Gwynn. That's going to bring up Lou Gehrig, and Lou Gehrig has been an absolute base hit machine for me ever since I picked him up. This is probably the weakest hit I've had with him, and it resulted in a hit. I was very surprised to see a very late okay hit. I'm not quite sure what Bob Gibson's feedback was like on that pitch, but I never think that should fall down. Then the very next play, I got kind of messed up on the bases. I thought that this ball was going to be through, and I also tried to send back Willie Mays back to third. I wasn't really sure if I was going to be out or not, and I ended up being safe all around. It kind of just was a weird play. I messaged Carter and told him that I wasn't trying to do anything with my base runners there. I just messed up, and it worked out in my favor. At this point in the game, I was getting a little bit lucky. I mean, that last hit was a jam shot. The ball just carried out. The wind was blowing out 8 miles an hour in this game to left field, and that may have had something to do with that. But I'm up 7-0 in this one, and another blue base hit's going to fall in with Ricky Henderson. That one I did square up. It was more off the end of the bat, but everything it seems like I'm hitting is just falling in the outfield somewhere. It's finding some grass. It's getting through the infield, some ground ball hits. There hasn't been any home runs hit in this game yet, but I am up 9-0. So what a crazy way to start this one off. I don't think that any lead is safe, especially against the caliber of player like Carter. He can come back at any time and really get into a rhythm at the plate, and I'm hoping that Bob Feller can really keep him off balance and continue to pitch well and get these outs, get the confidence up. And once I do get the confidence up, I think that it's a little bit overpowered in this game to where even if he does square the ball up, it's still not going to result in hits. At least, and that's my experience sometimes when the confidence does go up to about 3/4 of the way, maybe even a little bit higher, you get that gold bar of confidence. I'm really looking to try and earn that with Bob Feller in his debut to try and extend him throughout this game. I mean, third inning, the opponent has hit the ball pretty well. I mean, that one could have easily been sent out for a home run, a slider over the middle of the plate, and just hit the ball to center field, right to my outfielders. He did go to a pinch hitter in Adam Dunn in that last inning, so I'll have to bring in Dennis Eckersley out of the bullpen, and I really struggle hitting this card. This card is extremely good for anybody but myself. I had a 5-something ERA with him, but I was able to sit on the slider with Willie Mays, send that one up the middle. And as we move on later into this game, I know that Carter's going to look to have good at-bats, hit the ball extremely hard, and Bob Feller's pitch count is going to go up, so I'm looking to continue to score some runs, increase that lead, and hopefully I can continue to pitch effectively with him. I'm going with the 12-6 curveball. That one kind of hung over the middle of the plate, but that speed differential looks kind of like a fastball up and in. Might have been able to get him on a check swing there, and same type of thing. I mean, that time he might have been trying to have a full swing on that one, and every now and then I get that same result where I try and swing and he just check swings. I get the strikeout, or I check swing and it's a little dinker to the infield. But the very next batter, Tony Gwynn, I tried to lay out for that one and get the out. He did not advance to second, but he was able to steal second, so he kind of advanced the base anyway. But I was trying to get that out on Tony Gwynn. There I missed my spot with the sinker, and luckily Bob Feller dotted it up, an accidental dot. There I was trying to throw the backdoor slider up and away, trying to freeze him. That slider was on the outer half, but it was belt high, more belt high than I would have liked it. Luckily, he lined out to the first baseman. I got extremely lucky on some of those plays where he hit the ball extremely hard right to somebody in the infield. But in the next inning, Ricky Henderson hit a double. I was unable to score. I had the bottom of my lineup coming up with Pudge and my pitcher spot. I was unable to get the job done. But top of the 5th inning, he has Jimmy Neutron, his creative player, up at the plate, and I threw that slider up and inside. I was trying to use some unorthodox pitches with Bob Feller, trying to mix it up in every part of the zone. I mean, trying to throw up and away, low and away, up and in, low and in. So just really all the spots of the zone with all of his pitches. As I get this confidence meter up more, I should be able to locate more with Bob Feller. And I do know that his stamina is going to start to diminish, and the opponent's PCI will start to increase as this game goes later on. But there with Rogers Hornsby, I lined that one to left field. I thought that it had a chance to go out for a home run because of the wind, but it was not the right launch angle, just right to him, but definitely squared it up. Carter brought in Jason Giambi as a pinch hitter. Once again, sinker low in the zone. He absolutely destroys that one right to Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig is making all the plays over there at first base for me since I picked him up. And then once again, another line out. That could have easily been a double into the gap, an extra base hit that scores a run. Tracked down by the right fielder in Tony Gwynn. Then I'm knocking a base hit. Seeing eye single right to his shortstop. He's unable to make the diving play. Just pretty crazy how this game was going. I mean, 7th inning, I have 16 hits. Carter has 3. But he very easily could have had 10 hits and a bunch of runs in this game. I mean, he was hitting the ball hard, just right to people at times. And then with this one, he's a little bit late. I jammed him. on a few pitches inside righty-righty. He did let me know that he was struggling timing up Bob Feller a little bit on some of the righty-righty matchups, but as you can see with lefties, he's absolutely destroying the baseball and seeing him really well. So that's something that I have to keep in mind when I'm using Bob Feller in the future, is that I will be more effective with righties, obviously, but I have to work on trying to attack lefties a little bit better. But this hit right here, I mean, this simply just summarizes up the game. I was early on that, early okay. The PCI was right on it. You won't be able to see the feedback, but the PCI was all over it. And it just seemed like I was getting some of these hits to fall in. I mean, as you can see here, lefty-lefty, Lou Gehrig facing Billy Wagner. That one falls in for a base hit. And at this point in the game, I mean, one run will go ahead and seal it up. Rogers Hornsby sends that one up the middle. Willie Mays comes in to score, and that's the mercy rule. I mean, Carter's a great player. I felt bad that that's how the game went. But honestly, I got lucky, and that game, the score did not represent how close that game actually was. Make sure to give Carter a follow as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully you guys have a great night, and peace out.